He's not going to give anybody the satisfaction of thinking that he holds Kevin Durant and the Warriors in high regard. But it is definitely a rivalry.
How?
Big house.
For who? For what?
It's a right. Are you checking for it every time it comes on?
That doesn't make it a rivalry.
Is there dislike? No, I think you're looking at rivalry, and a lot of people are looking at it in the strictest definition of it, which is there has to be a back and forth.
Has to be some resistance, and I don't see it.
I think you can make exceptions to every rule, and given how personal this is, how bad the blood clearly is, how much bigger than basketball this is, how it's appointment viewing, even if the game isn't that far away or isn't that close, and these teams are obviously very far away and very far apart, this does constitute a special kind of rivalry.
It's just a dislike between two teams. Did you ever consider when LeBron was with Cleveland the first time around, Cleveland, Chicago, when they had D Rose and Noah, was that a rivalry? No,
it wasn't
a rivalry.
This kind of rivalries, but it didn't have this kind of history. It didn't have this kind of
history, but it definitely had.
But they were the closest thing at the time, the rivals.
It had a dislike to it. But
Celtics Cavs is another example.
Okay, but there was more resistance, exactly, because that was a team that LeBron, he felt like he had to live up to the expectations they had already set. Look, just because it involves, harsh words, and you even see here Wanda Durant embracing the cupcake, and I know she unfortunately had to hear a lot of bad words said about her son at the game, but just because there's animosity there, Mike, it doesn't make it a rivalry.
You're looking at it as results, and I
think the only way you can.
That's not. But why you have to have such a strict definition for it? This game clearly means something.
One team is so much better than the other
at the moment. Okay. And who's to say that maybe Russell Westbrook and the Thunder don't catch up at some point? But every rivalry has not always been equal at all times. Sometimes the Yankees just dominated the Red Sox, both in terms of championships and in terms of results in the regular season. Sometimes Ohio State or Michigan got the better of the other. There were periods when Duke was up and UNC was down. It's still a rivalry because you're talking about something that clearly there's bad blood and animosity. When people are going head to head and talking trash like that, there's dislike. Mm-hmm. Clearly, there's hurt feelings on both sides.
Oh, so you finally admit that Russ was actually hurt by KD?
But hurt. I'm not saying he's losing sleep behind it, but I think he's ticked off that, and the fans are too, that KD implicitly said, you guys aren't good enough to get where I want to go. Yeah, so yes, he is annoyed with him. He does think less of him.
I think it's okay for him to feel hurt and not from the position of, he's mourning the loss of KD.
That's all. Yeah,
I mean, he's moved on.
He's not watching television until television
he's not, but
he ain't playing his record still on here.
No, he's not sitting there flicking the lamp on and off, okay, like Alex Forster. But no, it's not like that. But clearly, I think he has lost a lot of respect for KD. Mm-hmm. And I think I know we'll talk about this a little bit later with our buddy Mark Spears from the Undefeated, but I think this is one of those moments in their friendship. Well, they don't even have a friendship anymore. Like they're never going to go back to what they were.
I don't think so.
Like maybe when they're both retired and can look back and have a different perspective. But we're not going back to whatever it was, whatever was their relationship when they were playing.